Yeet!
What's up, bro?
What it do? It's Friday, bro.
You know what that means?
Oh yes, back now.
Yes, sir.
And we not only, because we were unable to run a show Monday, get to talk about Raw, but we also get to talk about the men and women's King and
King
Queen
of
of
the
the
ring.
Ring,
Bro,
which was awesome.
there's a lot going on right now. I'm putting everything in the groups right now, and I'm listening to you, and I'm just,
Yeah.
bro, it's crazy.
Like, dude, when I saw the script yesterday, you sent to me the pre-script, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, holy cow, we really got to keep track of the conversation because there's a lot of meat to digest.
Yeah, man, bro, but we we damn near got a whole show dedicated just to power bombs on this, but let's backtrack, bro. There's been a lot of shit going on in the NFL this week. A
Yeah.
lot. I mean, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, what are these players doing? I'm just gonna get into it, man, because fuck it. The Bucks released Devin Tompkins yesterday. A lot of us were hearing it was amongst injury, and then in the back you keep hearing, oh, he beat his girlfriend. His girlfriend put up videos, and I'm not gonna put the video up, bro. I've seen her Instagram story. I've seen her TikTok. It made its way into my shit, and it made me pay attention. Did Devin Tompkins really get released by the Bucks, bro, for hitting his chick? Like, if you've seen the video, I know we talked. It you
Um.
classified it as Ray Rice esque. Like, go into
Yeah.
detail on your thoughts, bro. Like,
I
dive
mean,
into it.
what I first off, I saw a comment about him being released. So what I did, as a fan who does indulge deeper than the average person, not only that, but again, I run a show that focuses on sports and information, and that's also a Buccaneer. So like I'm like you see where I got mine right over the
Yeah.
heart, brother. You know. So that being said, I immediately went and Googled, and then I saw the link to his girlfriend's story. And that was the first thing I saw. So I went, obviously, because if you search for things like that, the most important, the hottest topics, the things like that are going to show up on top. So I hit that link, bro, and I watched the video, and it was on silent. And I'm looking, and at first I didn't see the bruises, and then I saw it, dude, because I couldn't see the. I didn't open up the app. I was looking at it as a guest to TikTok, so to speak. So it wasn't showing me the whole caption, but I saw it the first time without volume, and then I caught the eye, and I'm like, whoa. So I went to the TikTok. So I watched that, and then I went to Instagram, and then I started reading. He was injury prone, no doubt. He did not, in my humble, non-informative opinion, he beat the fuck out of her and got released.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Now, based off of what I saw, that's how I'm judging the situation. But to digress, you want to there's been no communication from his side at all. So you want to at least try to be unbiased until that point. But how long do you wait? Because that's some serious stuff. Because what I personally viewed was not a situation. That was pictures over time.
Well, and I mean, let's talk about it, bro. How many, in the last 10 years alone, how many athletes have we seen, not even in the NFL, due to this type of shit, bro? Due to domestic violence. And yeah, there's been certain leagues have taken a stand, and obviously the NFL has.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yes, information does need to come out. There's still going to be an investigation, but at this
I think
point,
it's pretty cut and dry that something bad happened. Period.
Yeah. That I mean, to me, bro, we can't put that lightly. Especially, I'm sorry, certain groups that we associate with hang heavily with the family, hang heavily with his father. I'm not gonna speak ill will of his dad on the show, man. I mean, I got to meet the guy. Yes, I have a certain opinion outside of the fact that he's great, but you could tell it's an NFL dad.
Yeah.
He's enjoying that success. But
Yeah.
if you pull the mask back, pull the covers back, you can't really put that lightly. Like to me, you got to kind of separate yourself.
I mean, from what you're saying, and and I take it this way, like I get what you're saying 100%, because like we're not talking about just people. Like these groups are intertwined very closely, not necessarily partnered, but intertwined with the organization.
Yeah.
And that in itself is a bad look after everything that falls down that we've seen fall down so far. So I get that. My thought on backing up a little bit and going back to something like this, you said, you go back a while, Ray Caruth, right? Okay,
yeah.
We'll go back.
I mean, you're talking group chat earlier. Okay.
Yeah. You got the Ray Caruth thing, like history. You got these guys in position. This is my thought on this thing in general. And this is not just like abusive behavior. This is the behavior that gets you blackballed from the league. The behavior that gets your job taken away. Not just a job, but a break. You've been given a gift to make more money than 99% of the people you grew up with combined. Yeah. If you put your head down, right? So now, but you always go back. The old saying: you could take the country out of the boy, but you can't take the boy, or you can take the boy out of the country, you can't take the country out of the boy. Some people were raised different, and it shows. No matter their gifted athletic talent, and that is a segue to me saying, I support what you just said about distancing. Because of what I just said. I'm trying to corroborate that. Now, are we calling him a bad guy? No, because we don't know all the facts. But what I'm saying is right now, the most politically correct and appropriate thing to do, if you didn't have anything to do with this, is to separate yourself, because this is going to get hairy quick. Ray Rice, that dude, he hit his woman a few times, had a bad situation. He did, in my opinion, Kareem Hunt, yeah, in my opinion, what Ray Rice did, as far as punishment-wise, was equivalent to what Michael Vick did, what Kareem Hunt did, but Ray Rice never got allowed back in the NFL.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Mike Vick, and I mean, we're going to try and you know what, dude out of Kansas City this week coming out with, animal abuse allegations. Like, that brought back the Mike Vick feeling for me.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, you must not have been alive for the Mike Vick thing, or you must not, and I even thought about that. This cat must not have been old enough to remember the Mike Vick story.
Right.
Like, that taught, and I'll admit this, bro, like, that taught, I think, a lot more than just the black culture. I think that taught a lot of the inner city kids of all cultures that, hey, dogfighting is not the right thing to do. Like, it might look fun, but you can't do that.
There ain't nothing fun about forcing something against its will to fucking harm itself or somebody else.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand that a lot of it to some people was a sport, like cockfighting.
Right.
But again, at the same time.
Now, do I think a human and human's life and safety are equivalent to a dog? No, let me be clear on this, because this is out in the public, and I want to be very clear about this. What I'm saying, as far as the punishment per ratio of the crime or of the incident, I believe the work that Ray Rice did after this happened was the same work to correct his actions and his behavior and try to make a difference
that
in
Michael
something that
Vick
he
did to
helped
get back
create.
into the league.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And,
you know,
but
bro,
that being said,
no, I like your point with that. That is an excellent point.
and that being said, like, to be honest with you, Ray Rice was a big name, but he wasn't Michael Vick.
Bro,
So, like,
the
all in
only thing
all, I
you
think
put,
this is a horrible situation. And if Devin Tompkins did this, he shouldn't ever play another fucking snap in the league.
and I'm just gonna say this. They ain't nothing that compares to what Mike Vick did on fucking up. Like, yes, dog fighting, you could have Ray Caruth somebody. I mean,
Yeah,
think of Ray Lewis, bro. Think of how close he came to everything ending that Super Bowl night, bro, when he was in Atlanta.
yeah, yeah.
And I mean, think about that, man. Like a lot, shit. 2000, I was what, 11,
I was 20.
12, something like that.
Yeah,
But I remember it because that played such a significant role in aspects of my life. Like, obviously, yeah, man, I knew murder was illegal, but
right.
that made me turn around and go, well, shit, bro. I don't care how old I get. I don't think I ever want to go party in a nightclub in Atlanta during the Super Bowl.
No
Like,
doubt.
and that stuck with me. Just like growing up, man, seeing all the stories of Ebor out here, like it made me vigilant about going out there. Like that was almost a last resort growing up, and it still is this day because it still sucks
You
nuts.
bring up Ybor. Like, my kids were down there that weekend. That shooting happened down in Ybor. So, like, what my opinion, this is a culture problem.
Yo,
It's
I'll
more
admit
than
that
athletes.
shooting still is crazy because it happened literally right in front of my store, and the text
Oh, really?
messages I got the next morning, bro. Like my store that day was plastered all over news outlets because it was right there in the road, 25 feet in front. I'm just like, wow.
Wow.
But
I
I
never
mean,
knew that. Wow.
yeah, like hearing them stories though is nuts because it's like you never know because it's a culture problem.
And that's
Yeah,
my point. This whole thing, this, like, going back to what you said with the history of how many times do we have to deal with this, and, like, it's the culture, it's the way we've raised, and it goes back to what I said. Like, people were raised differently, and no matter their talent and their ability and the opportunities they've been given and fortunate enough to take advantage of, it
yeah,
doesn't mean that a leopard loses his spots. He doesn't. A leopard does not lose their spots, people.
absolutely. So
There is let me give you a brief little history real quick. The probationary period at work. I did
yeah,
research on this. Do you know why it was created?
enlighten.
Because statistically, people cannot hold up a farce for more than 60 to 90 days. So you give them 90 days probationary period, and in that 90 days probationary period, if you pay attention to their work ethic and watch towards the end, if they're not real, things will change. Not everything, but the signs will be there. Now, how
You'll see what kind of
good they
employee
are
you
at
redeem.
being a chameleon, but that is why the probationary period for employment was created, to give the jobs enough time to hire somebody because they needed bodies, but at the same time the ability to say, hey, you're not working out because I don't think you're gonna hang or what have you, or no, your work ethic, you came in here and all of a sudden you get comfortable, you got some money in your pocket, now you're not doing your job right. So it's when you study people, you pay attention to things like that. Consistency in winning, we've said this before on this show, is vital. Consistency to humanity is pertinent because we will be systematic over and over and over again.
Speaking of
So
systematic,
I digress.
speaking of systematic and not anything negative to it, bro. Wrestling is fucking getting great these days,
Dude,
man.
so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, bro. There's a lot. I mean, a lot going on, dude. Like, where do we begin on it? I mean, let's. You know what? Let's rewind since the last show. King and Queen of
Okay.
the Ring happened. We got to see first off, bro, Randy Orton versus Gunther. Talk
Wow.
about the finish, man. One, we know we. I'm surprised something didn't come of it Monday night because that shoulder wasn't down, man.
No, the fuck it wasn't. And what's sad is Randy was supposed to lose because he was doing his fucking hardest just to try to kick himself back up on his shoulder.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think that was how the fall was supposed to go, but how that went, man, that was great. Like,
Yeah.
there's
I
no.
actually, as a wrestling fan, I enjoyed the way that finished. I think personally, and I'll bring this up in a minute. The injury to Randy Orton, I think that's a real thing.
It is. I've been following it. They've had MRIs. There's not anything negative. He's still cleared.
Good.
It's just, I mean, come on, bro. The
I know
dude's
when he hit that
40.
mat that one time. When he hit that mat that one time,
Yep, and it was
you saw it. I saw it on his face.
like Corey Graves said, bro. It was the torque. It was the all that. I understand it, man. Like, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's the wrestling business. And look, Randy Orton is not the healthiest SOB out there, man. He has taken a lot of bumps across his career.
Bro, like, I can't even tell you how many.
But then to do all that and then to take those chops from Gunther? Are you fucking kidding me?
Bro.
Dude, I'd have bitched out, dude. The second fucking chop, I'd have bitched out, bro.
Not even gonna lie, bro. Let's talk about what happened before that. Just purely that hell of a match that he had with Tama Tonga just to get to that area.
That match was insane.
Bro, that was, and the way Sheamus and McIntyre are talking, bro, that was a fucking banger.
Yes, it was. Look, to me, I think it opened up a lot of people's eyes to Tama Tonga. If you haven't seen him, because so far up till that match, all his matches have been short. He's dominated. It's been done. There's been like squash matches almost, or like jobber matches almost, and then you can't have that kind of match with Randy Orton. So you got to look at him and be like, all right, let's run this,
Yeah.
And bro, they ran it. I was highly impressed at the chemistry that they had, him and Randy. And I think, dude, he's going to be nasty coming up, man. He's going to be in the title picture very soon.
Let's talk about the Queen of the Ring, Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. I mean,
I called it.
Let's be honest. It kind of went the way we all expected. Right?
I said it was time for Nia to be pushed. I said this on the show Friday.
Okay.
I wanted, but I also knew that the way it ended with the two people being in finals like it was, you cannot. First off, it makes absolutely no sense for Nia Jax to do everything she's done over the last 4 years to get beat by Lyra Valkyrie in her first PLE. I'm sorry. But what they both did is something. Now, let's take notice of this. Nia Jax is not necessarily a company employee the way you would think about if I said, a WWE company employee. And that being said, not a lot of people would expect Nia Jax to literally, if needed be, carry Lyra Valkyrie. But they worked really well together and put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, I've seen the reports, bro. Yeah, Nia may have carried her a little bit.
I think Lyra did great.
Say, bro, Lyra's intensity, the way she went about it, bro, just all around, man. Lyra just smashed expectations.
Dude, she gained a fan.
I'm hoping down the line, at least for the Raw representative, bro, they give her something, a title match. I don't give a damn if it's a title. I'm hearing the reports that they're getting closer to a mid-card women's title. I'd be open to see that.
Now,
Now,
see, I've been waiting for that for a long time.
now, let's go ahead and pause on this extra title talk real quick because we're gonna move into Sunday since we're going power bombs for power bombs. This power bomb, bro, was insane. The return of the motherfucking man himself. He's better than you, and you know it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
MJF,
sir.
along
He's the
with
reason I will start back
hey,
watching AEW.
let's kind of run it back, bro, because we thought we were getting Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Adam Cole came out, and boom, bro, here's MJF, and they embrace in this hug, and then he just kicks him right in the nuts.
Right in the nuts.
And bro,
MJF clapping.
he told him, "Get the fuck out of my ring." And I'm just gonna say, bro, that was great. Coming out like Triple H 2002 return fit, with the jacket and the denim, bro. Like it was perfect. I like that MJF resigned because I believe wholeheartedly he is the future of that company, bro. The only way AEW survives is on the back of MJF. You can
I
call it
agree totally.
like you can say yes, they have all this other great talent, but the only thing they have successfully built since day one, bro, like he said it, he don't need a Vince McMahon and he don't need a New Japan because MJF made MJF. And I wholeheartedly believe that, bro.
Huge.
And
No
I'm
doubt.
buying
No
into
doubt.
it. And bro, it is going to be great to see him and what potentially could be the opening for Forbidden Door as well. Because he may not be signed to the company, but he is going to spearhead along with Cody Rhodes, and I do believe a few others in New Japan and Ring of Honor. They're going to spearhead this opening of this Forbidden Door, and also TNA. Let's not forget.
Speaking of,
But
before we go into that, let's talk about Adam Copeland.
yeah, I was going to say, but as we're getting to that Forbidden Door, let's just think about that. The New Japan, WWE, TNA, CLW, MLW,
Wow.
AEW. We'll get more into it because there's a lot more that came from it, but I like it. Now, Sunday we also seen Adam Copeland, aka Edge, take on House of Black. And bro, it was a barbed wire steel cage, bro. That was everything you expected it to be.
Yes, it was. It was a
And
nasty
then,
match.
just when you thought Adam Copeland was gonna get fucked up, that music hit, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
The lights
yes.
turn
From
red.
back in the day.
Yep, and you start hearing that little whisper with the fire. And up came Gangrel,
Yes.
bro.
And then
Up
up through the
came the
ring.
Brood. And,
Woo!
hey, this makes me. I'm hoping, and I mean this. I hope for that fight. The one night I watch AEW, bro. I know Christian Cage is tied into this dude whoever Kill Switch, Jungle Source. I didn't know he changed his
Yeah.
name. I want Christian into that Brood, bro. Before Edge rides off into the sunset, if he even comes back, bro, because in that match, I gotta give him credit, bro. He jumped from the top of the cage through a table, and from what I read, bro, broke both tibias. Could be just one, but I know he broke at least one leg. Wrestled the rest of the match on it.
Yeah, that was the crazy part.
Here's my thing, though, bro. I love that Adam Copeland's having fun. I love it, but was this the stupid shit he was talking about? That WWE wouldn't let him do? Because I
Probably.
feel this would. Hey, I'm gonna say it out loud. This is the issue with AEW. And yes, that may have been a wrestling moment, but bro, there is no reason to have that. Like, bro, there's no reason Adam Copeland needs to be climbing an entire barbed wire steel cage, jumping off it through a table at 50 years old.
Yeah, that was a little extra. And for what though?
Yeah, because it's not a hey, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
It's, go ahead and we're going to jump off this. And, it instead of being that wrestling moment we're going to remember and talk about in a positive way,
Yeah.
we're really sitting there and going, why?
No doubt. Well, for me, I mean, you try to think about in that situation, like you look at wrestlers like Sting, who did, like, dude, he did nuts. He got crazier the older he got. Now, a lot of his motivation, particularly for coming back to wrestling, was to help build the future.
Yeah, but yes, I've seen Sting jump off a balcony through somebody.
Yeah, but at the
And I
same time,
get
hold
it.
on. That was way past the things that I've seen Sting do. Sting's been in the crowd and jumped on to wrestlers. Like, nothing's good. That table's not sticking his hands out to protect you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, like when you're seeing Sting jump off shit, it's on to 2, 3, 4 guys. So there's a lot that's catching that fall.
Yes.
And he's only doing it from 15 feet up instead of 20, 25 feet. And believe it or not, bro, that makes a big difference. I've seen reports that maybe the table wasn't in the exact right spot. It was a little too close. That does make a difference when, doing all of this.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I love the idea of what they were wanting to do. It's the execution that AEW does that I guess that they lack.
Right.
That kills me. And speaking of a company that doesn't lack anything right now, and I'm not talking WWE, man. We talked earlier, and I've talked to a couple of the guys behind, and they're going to talk. We are going to potentially be having the online wrestling organization, JTV, who does their online stuff through WWE 2K series. They have a YouTube channel. We are going to start bringing them on for the Powerbomb segments. They got, bro, I follow their stuff. Corey's involved with them. It is interesting watching their shows, especially being a game.
Yeah.
But seeing some of the content they've put out, and I love watching them banter back and forth on social media. So I'm gonna bring them on, man, and we're gonna kind of give them a little spot.
I welcome it.
Oh, I figured you would, because this is a whole different. This opens the door. This is a different forbidden door that you wouldn't hear.
Absolutely.
This is an online. Hey, now the company that is definitely cooking, and everybody knows it, bro.
WWE.
Get right back to it, man. Raw was insane.
Gosh, was it?
Bro, like anybody that thinks Damian Priest ain't good on the mic, I've never seen this man go. Judgment Day is holding him back. I'm going to say that now.
You think?
I can't wait to see them.
I think with Rhea gone, Judgment Day's holding them back.
I also thought with Rhea, they were holding him back. Really? I was thinking that beforehand. We've talked about, I thought he was going to be the odd man out. You guys are the reason that I'm not being able to cash in my money in the bank.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Or, they could have been the reason that he didn't win the world championship.
Right.
They're going to be the reason that he loses his championship. It ain't going to be the Drew McIntyre. Because I do think that spoiler that we seen with the Damian Priest and Jey Uso world title match at SmackDown and Madison Square Garden, I think that happens for real. Of course, Jay's going to lose. We know it. McIntyre don't win. CM Punk's going to be the reason. CM Punk's the man of his word.
Yes, he is.
Now we'll go into more stuff as well on what happened with Raw. I mean, we've seen everything going on with Chad Gable and Alpha Academy and also Ricochet. And let's just talk about it, bro. Their contracts are set to expire. Chad Gable at the end of the week, from what I understand, next Friday.
Right. Next Friday.
And Ricochet at the end of the summer. We know Becky Lynch is coming up. It's come to an end. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But with these two, who stays, who goes?
Well, outside of Braun Strowman, I don't think Ricochet's got much on the show as far as support. He's absolutely phenomenally in the ring. Phenomenal in the ring. Excuse me. His athletic ability is through the roof. When he talks on the mic, I don't get that feeling though. And I think that on his side is a lot of why he hasn't went further. But let's be clear. Nowadays, it's really difficult in the WWE for a little man to go very far.
Yeah.
They did away with the cruiserweight title, which I would love it if you can have a good selection of athletes that would make that segment about that title worth it. I would be okay with it. Now I'm a 300-pound, 5'11" dude, so you give me some beefcakes and I'm pow 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 pow. Let me hear some skin smack.
Yeah.
But at the same time, dude, Rey Mysterio was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up as a kid, and I loved watching the athletic ability. But I think Ricochet's done after his contract. On the other hand, I really want to see what the hell they're doing with Chad Gable, because I'm not digging it just yet. But we have broached this subject before about a few wrestlers joining his clique, replacing the ones that are with him, and I really feel like that's happening very damn soon.
So, and I agree with you. Ricochet's gone. I don't think Ricochet re-ups at the end of the summer, unless between now and then they do something outside of making him Speed champion. Because that Twitter championship, yes, it is cool. I like the idea of the speed matches and all that. Like, bro, they're awesome. That needs to be featured outside of Twitter, though.
I agree.
It needs to be Twitter and maybe a YouTube.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more versatile. And I buy into it. I understand his I guess being upset with maybe just being that, because yeah, bro, he's great. The dude is just phenomenal in the ring. But
I think he needs to be heel, personally.
They've tried that. They tried it, and
yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember him being heel.
I mean, bro, you need to, like you were talking about the Cruiserweight Championship, bro. Bring something like that back around to where you can showcase guys like that you don't just, you're throwing them into a tournament for a championship that they're not going to fucking win.
Yeah, just because they're going to help spice up the match.
Now, Ricochet should have at least been world champion once. If you watch his work, bro, he should have been a world champion at least once. And I'm going to say that because they signed him right after that Will Ospreay match in New Japan. And anybody that knows what I'm talking about, bro, go watch that fucking match. That is what got him on the map, and that is why he is who he is.
Yes.
If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have had Ricochet.
Yep.
So why not let him do his thing?
Yep. Me, on the other hand, I am chomping at the bit for an Otis versus Chad Gable PLE.
You know what, man? For Chad, okay, I'll go.
And I want to see the fucking worm.
So here's my thing with Chad. Keep him, and I'm noticing something. Everybody that re-signs with the WWE gets a title, whether it be long term or be for 5 minutes and 46 seconds at WrestleMania 40. Everybody that resigns holds the title. Damian Priest is another reason. Look at Logan Paul. Signed a long term to show that he was in for it. They threw a championship on him.
Yep.
Nothing negative on it, but bro, shit, bro. Sami Zayn re-signed his contract right before WrestleMania became, Intercontinental Champion. But if you're gonna get Chad to come back, give him creative control. I want a new Alpha Academy with who we've talked about, because I would love to see that. Yes, Chad versus Otis would be a banger, because I want to see what Otis has learned on his own.
I think that's what you've got to do to end that.
You have to
the way they've done that, the way they've focused on Otis and the demeaning way that Chad Gable's been towards him, and then the way that Sammy has come in and tried to talk, not just to all of them, but he's focused on Otis a lot. And I really see that coming. But I also think that match will have interference from his new crew.
Absolutely. And that's how you kick it off. But here's my thing. You have to give Otis somebody else to tag with to take on with the Creed brothers. You do not let Otis and Tozawa be a tag team, because there is no way I take that
serious. Sami Zayn and Otis. What? Why not?
Okay. I'd ride with that.
Not unless Sami Zayn would be facing Chad Gable again, which I think would be a good.
No. I see where you went with it. Chad beats Sammy for the title. Sammy helps Otis with the Creeds. I like that angle, but who do you have kind of head this new team? Because Otis isn't a leader like that. No disrespect to him. Tozawa's your mascot.
You just called him a mascot.
He is a mascot. Tell me one productive thing Akira Tozawa has done. Period. I don't even want to hear about the 24/7 championship, because him and Bruce made that shit a fucking exactly what it's supposed to be.
Fair enough.
I mean, I love Tozawa. I am not putting him down like that, but I do not take him serious at all.
I don't know who you'd put with him.
I don't know. Now, one other thing that happened on Raw, we've seen some crazy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan beat Becky Lynch to keep her women's championship in a steel cage match, and what was one of the fucking wildest finishes I've ever seen, bro.
Insane.
Like, great.
Insane.
You have Braun Strowman, who's been chasing JD McDonough, the human Funko Pop, all night. Finally finds him at ringside, chases him, runs through Dominic. Dominic bounces Becky's head off the cage door while she's trying to escape. And Liv Morgan retains. And as Raw's going off the air, we all missed it, but we've seen it. Bro, Liv kissed Dom. Dominic is a little hussy. Dominic's living out a lot of people's dreams.
Dude, that post you made? The pool?
Dominic's wife is right there. Yeah, Dominic's wife. She's just sinking right now.
Didn't he just get married a couple of months ago?
That's what I'm saying. Dominic's a little hussy, bro. And I am all for it.
You know,
I believe that they're building. SummerSlam comes around and Mommy comes back. Wait for Mommy to come back.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is, in my opinion, going to be this build-up for when Mommy comes back. She's going to have so many agendas to get back to.
When mommy comes back, because I have this Eddie Guerrero thought in my head with all of it.
Right.
One being for the custody of Dominic between Rhea and Liv. But can we, since Dom's going Eddie,
What's up, Sean?
With him going Eddie, can we get a Dom and Rhea, Eddie and oh no, I guess we have been getting that, haven't we? Without realizing it, an
really
Eddie and
have.
China Latino Heat.
You really have.
I think we got okay. So we have hit all the cornerstones. So I guess it is time to let Latino Heat. Hey, bro, I want to see more of a Latino Heat vibe from Dom now. I really do.
I think it's time for him to mature.
It is. And
I agree.
Speaking of maturing, everybody's seen it, bro. Becky Lynch sat in the ring afterward. Everybody thought she was saying goodbye. Contract is up. What's next?
Well, let's generalize this for just a quick second.
Okay.
When you have a passion for something and you're forced to walk away, for whatever reason, it takes a lot from you emotionally.
Yeah.
And watching that and then hearing all the murmuring about her contract being up and is she leaving, is she not leaving? Walking away, regardless of what direction you're heading, is never easy. So a lot of those things are what you and I and all the fans saw from Becky post-match. The defeat, the humility, the sitting in the ring. But the sitting in the ring, not souring because she lost, but she knows what's coming ahead. Now, backtrack to real life. She just had a baby girl, and she ain't been too long, came back from maternity leave and been doing work since then.
I was going to say, let's kind of highlight that, man. Like, first off, Becky's not going to AEW like I'm seeing running around right now with the internet wrestling community. And this isn't a shot at AEW at all, but there's no reason that she is going to AEW. There
is no female wrestler in AEW, top to bottom, that is even close to the caliber of Becky Lynch.
I mean, we heard Wednesday night Mercedes Moné thinks that she's the GOAT. I love you, Corey.
I love you, Corey.
No,
I don't buy it.
I'm gonna call a spade, bro. And I posted it. I'll say it again. Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, is not even the best wrestler, much less top 5 from her era. Natalya, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley. Shit, bro. Chelsea Green originally. The Bella twins. Let's see who else. AJ Lee. Those are better.
Yeah. I agree.
Sasha, bro, here's my thing. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, whatever the fuck you want to call her, she's mediocre. Her ego is bigger than the production that she puts onto the match.
You want my analogy? This is my analogy. If she was a dude, she would get no further than the U.S. or Intercontinental Championship.
She's not even my
But
opinion,
she wouldn't maintain and hold it down either.
She is
I mean, Sean, you're not wrong. She is. I mean, I'm not big on them tiny girls because she's tiny and real. She ain't got very much fat on her at all. But she is fine. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there.
See, and I can't even. I know Corey's got the obsession. I know where it comes from.
I didn't say all that. I just want you to
No,
know.
no, no. And I'm not dogging it. I know
No,
I
I'm
know how
not.
Corey feels on this.
Look, we've all got one.
I don't think she's it.
I don't either.
Because here's my thing, man. If she was even of that caliber,
Yeah.
you would have had a fatal four-way at WrestleMania 35 between Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
You would
I
have
could
had
see
it.
that happen.
If she was worthy, they would have done it. She wasn't even worth a damn. They put
Especially
Asuka in that position before they put her in that position.
Oh yeah.
Now, speaking of Ronda Rousey, I'm just gonna get it out of the way, man. Fuck her and every bit of her book. How the hell are you gonna call the WWE a lazy shit ass company when yet you walked in with a dead ass legacy because Holly Holmes whipped your ass twice?
Twice.
Twice.
2 times.
Put your ass
Dos
out of the
más.
UFC. Yeah, bro. Put your ass. Oh, and Amanda Nunes at the same time in that time
Yeah.
frame.
I was about to say
Put
Amanda
your
Nunes
ass
too.
out of the UFC. You walked into the WWE on a silver platter and got handed a championship match at the end of the Royal Rumble. And you still headlined WrestleMania that year.
Yeah.
Huh. You came back after they let you go on maternity leave. You got another title shot. You got it. But here's my thing.
Now, do you think? Now, hear this. Let's back up, and this is a segue to open up a conversation about a topic on this particular gentleman in a minute. But we're running close on time. We got about 7 minutes left, so I'll be short. But at the same time, didn't Ronda Rousey have knowledge, firsthand accountability knowledge, or some kind of involvement with the? Wasn't there rumors about that?
I mean, you kind of got handed a silver platter from The Rock, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon because they were trying to. I mean, we'll call it what it is, bro. They were trying to be good with the UFC.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
At the end of the day, the WWE saved your career.
Yes.
Made you relevant again.
Yep.
And
she sucked.
Hey, yeah, her promos were flat.
It was bad,
bro. Like, even I am so glad that she took time away during the pandemic because I couldn't imagine her talking to those video boards the way others did. The others literally were amazing with it, bro.
They treated it like fans. They made it. They made it stay real.
They made it real. She would have just been.
Man, fuck this.
Yeah. Now, moving away from that, bro. Never thought I would say this, bro, man, but NXT is fucking on fire right now.
Dude, I watched the last.
No, I am not talking about Sexy Red showing her porking ass up on some fucking video screen. Yeah, I know y'all are. Hey, I know everybody has this appeal with Sexy Red. I don't get it. Plus, her twerking just makes it even 10 times less appealing. Just,
yeah, I agree.
She looks retarded when she does it. But the thing I am massively and just stoked about, man, all ego Ethan Page, man, showed up.
He is gonna be great.
Bro, I thought he was still signed to AEW or TNA at least.
Yeah, I know he was. Last I saw him, he was on TNA.
Hey, and speaking of that, earlier in the night, Jordan Grace is going to take on Roxanne Perez. Forbidden Door. And now we're hearing Jordan Grace is going to have a open challenge at the TNA pay-per-view, which tells me, man, you're going to have a WWE superstar popping up. There's no way. I'm calling it as Chelsea Green. Just
Okay.
because, bro, I see her going and doing what her husband does. It's with them opening this door. My thing is forbidden doors popping up, and WWE has allowed wrestlers the opportunity to go work in it. If this works, bro, wrestling is going to be lit.
Yes.
If
I
we
agree.
can get Tony Khan to learn how to book storylines and book correctly and not just book the hour before the show, bro, you could have some insane shit with all these groups together.
Yeah.
Just think about the type of matches you could get.
All that talent.
All that talent. And Drew McIntyre and Moose are already interacting. Moose from TNA. Like, Moose told him, come through that door, and I'm gonna put you down for a title like everybody in your company has. And I mean, for me as a wrestling fan, this is gonna be legit.
Can I tell you a match I'd like to see?
What's up?
The baddest SOB in TNA, and I ain't watched it in a couple of months, so I couldn't tell you who it is. Maybe Moose against AJ Styles, Mr. TNA.
Well, I was gonna say AJ Styles hitting that forbidden door. You know the Good Brothers are going to. Ricochet, you know, is gonna hit it whether he's in WWE or not.
Go back to something you've brought up a few times, kind of like a fantasy of yours, in my opinion. I've localized this as a fantasy, but the Bullet Club with that forbidden door opening up, that makes that opportunity so much easier to ascertain.
Could you end up with a Bullet Club in all three companies and get something at Survivor Series War Games?
Be it. Bruh.
Think about that. Hey, but all that being said, because we're running on time, that's if the WWE doesn't get shut down amongst this, because now Vince McMahon and Janelle Grant are being told to appear, and everything I'm reading about it, bro, when the South District of New York calls somebody for an appearance, calls both parties, there's a 95% conviction rate, which means somebody's getting fucked, and we know it's Vince.
Yeah, I believe there's a lot of evidence against him. It just seems overwhelming.
And I mean, seeing how things are going in the world, we're not going to talk to politics, but seeing how things are going, it makes you wonder and brings up the topic, how bad is it going to get? Hopefully, TKO buying the WWE and parting ways with Vince helps.
Maybe that saved the company.
Maybe, and we can only hope. But if we're lucky enough to make it through, bro, that forbidden door is going to get open. And we're going to talk more about it on Monday. But it's going to be very, very interesting. One thing to watch out for tonight is you're going to get the Gorillas of Destiny versus the Street Profits.
Ooh.
Tonga Loa is going to have his first in-ring action tonight.
Nice.
It's going to be great. But we're out of time, my man. We'll talk more Monday.
All right, brother, man. That was a great show. Fire topics, fire participation. Sean, I appreciate you. Everybody else, thank you for coming, watching the show. Have a great week, and we'll see you. Manic Bug out.
Yes, sir.